about being perfect, right? You guys have that feeling where you think you have to have everything right. Everything has to be in order. And when it's not, that everything just kind of falls apart, right? Well, I want you to know right now that you are not perfect, and that is absolutely okay. What happens is when we strive for perfection, we are letting go of all the things that make us us. We're letting go of all those things that we are because we're stopping ourselves from getting to where we want to go. We're not perfect, and that's absolutely okay. And here's why. So, hi, I see somebody came on. Good morning. So, one of the things that I find is that as I have been on my journey, as I am continuing to be on my journey, years ago, I thought I had to be perfect. I thought, right, I talked yesterday about being, making people happy, right? And so I thought I had to appear, right? Keyword, appear to be perfect because I was in this relationship, I had this house, I had this great job, I had, from the outside looking in, all of these great things going for me, right? It appeared that way. And so I thought I had to keep up this kind of persona. And I grew up thinking, or being told that, you can, that you're perfect, that, you're great, you're fabulous, you're so smart, you're so creative, like all these great things, which are great, words of affirmation for me. However, it also made me feel like I couldn't fail, like I couldn't do anything wrong, that I had to be perfect. And so when things weren't going the way that maybe I wanted them to go, I always felt like a failure. And I would just really come down on myself. And it was tough because I thought that is what I had to be. Now, it took a lot of work and it took some time, but once I realized, or once I started to really dive into that I am not perfect, then that I'm not meant for everybody, and that completely changed how I view everything. Now, give me one quick second. I am going to turn this music. All right, sorry about that. It was a little bit too loud for me. Okay, so let's talk about this imperfectness, right? So when we are viewing ourselves as not being perfect, then we can allow ourselves to fail. When we allow ourselves to fail, which I know failure is a scary word for us, right? Was for me. We don't want to fail because we don't want to look like we don't know what we're doing. We don't want to not be able to succeed at something. We don't want to look dumb, any of those crazy things, right? Well, if you don't fail, that means you're not trying. That means you're not doing something. That means you are staying exactly the same. You are not growing, okay? And we came onto this earth to learn and to grow, right? When people say, I hear people say all the time, like, oh, that person's changed or they're changing. Yes, they should be changing. We should be evolving. We should be getting better. We have so much this time. If you look back in our history as humans here on Earth, or here in the U.S. even, if you look at our history, we have grown so much, and you can only imagine what our future is going to look like for the kids of today, right? What they're going to be experiencing. But in order for us to get to that next level, we have to grow. We have to get better. And the thing is we don't learn these things. In school, we think that we have to get the straight A's, we have to get the perfect score, we have to have all these things so in line that, when we see a bad grade, we think we failed. No, you did not fail. You tried. Maybe you need to tweak what you did, right? But you didn't fail. The same thing with our lives and in our businesses. We need to try. We need to fail, because that's where we learn. That's how we get better. That's how we grow. Okay? So the second thing, and with that, let's just make it clear that nobody's perfect, right? They may look perfect, right? I may have looked like I had a perfect relationship. I had the perfect scene all set up, but that really wasn't what was happening on the inside, right? So appearances are very deceiving, right? We've all heard that. Appearances are deceiving. So just because you might see like somebody has it all together, because we love to portray the best parts of ourselves, there's other things that are going on. So know that you are not alone. There's tons of us out there that struggle. I struggle just as much as you do, right? All right, so number 2 I want to talk about is asking for help. One of the ways to grow in your love for yourself and grow in that relationship of self-love, of really tapping into you, is to ask for help. Now, this might seem counterintuitive a little bit, but asking for help does 2 things. First off, you are evaluating your strengths and weaknesses when you ask for help. You understand that, okay, I'm really good at this, but this is kind of where I struggle a little bit. I need some help here. I need to learn something. I need somebody to show me, to teach me. I need somebody else that has that information. So you're evaluating your strengths and weaknesses. The good thing about that is that you see what you're really good at, which helps propel you to say, oh yeah, I'm really good at that, right? Brings up your love for the strengths that you have, but knowing where you need the help, where you are struggling. And I'm talking about in strengths and weaknesses here, right? Because in your weaknesses, you can develop those. You can get better. You can, hire a coach. You can get involved in a training program, where you are growing and learning, right? You're getting better. You can go to YouTube University, right? And watch all the great videos and learn some great skills just from watching those videos. So you can develop those weaknesses. The second thing when you're asking for help is you're realizing that you aren't perfect, that you do need help. And here's the thing, what I've noticed, because I did this, is I wouldn't ask for help. So I told you when I grew up, I was under the belief, or I had the belief system that I had to be perfect, right? That everything had to be perfect, and I was so great, right? In all these different ways that I couldn't fail. Well, what that turned into also was my ego getting in the way. So I would get in the way of my own self. I wouldn't ask for help, and I would struggle through things because I didn't want to ask for help, or I would simply just not step into them because I was afraid to let somebody know that I didn't know what I was doing. Right? I'd walk into, when I was in college, I was the first one in my family to go to college, and nobody knew, right? My parents weren't able to really help me. I didn't have any cousins that were already in college. I didn't have, a lot of my friends went away to school, and so I didn't really have a lot of people around me that were going to college that I was close to kind of help me, right? And say, okay, you want to do this and you want to do that. So I had to do that on my own. Well, the problem was sometimes I didn't want to ask for help from people that were in the offices. And so I'd walk into the office and I'd see the ladies, and I didn't want them to think that I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't want to appear dumb. I didn't want to appear like I was lost. And so I just wouldn't ask. I would simply not ask. And I learned I went to a local junior college here where I live. And I learned later on that there were so many programs, so much support that I could have had in those very early years when I was in college, right? I mean, just simply, I could have got so much more support and help had I went and asked for help. Okay, so yes, that was in college many years ago, but look at that same kind of idea now. So when I got into my profession, when I got into starting my own online business a few years ago, when I started my coaching practice, as I was doing those things, had I not realized that I needed help and that I needed to ask for help, I would still be in the same place. I would still be walking into that office as a young college student, not knowing what to do, not wanting to ask for help because I didn't want to look dumb, right? I can tell you how many times that has come up for me, and even till this day, it still comes up for me, and I have to stop and I have to really think about, okay, how am I utilizing my time the best? Is it going to be to invest in this program? Is it going to be to invest in this coach? Is it going to, invest in getting this certification? Whatever it might be, right? Is it worth my time to do that? And is it going to help my business? Is it going to help me as a person? This weekend, I'm going to a great seminar here in LA that the Proctor Gallagher Institution is putting on, Fourth Dimensional Leadership. And I'm super excited. I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in the knowledge, in the skills, so that I can become a better coach. I can become a better consultant for you, for small businesses, for entrepreneurs who are growing their business, so that I can help them better. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. And I'm constantly learning and investing in myself so that I can be better. The same thing for you. Just don't struggle. We were not put on this earth to struggle. And I think a lot of times we get into that mindset that we have to struggle through things and we have to fight through things. We don't. Life was not meant to be that way. Life is meant to be easy, but we allow it to get difficult. We allow it to get hard. And so one of the things I'm going to say, and your action item for today, is to take a look at those areas in your life and in your business that you can ask for help. Okay? Don't feel like because you're asking for help that, that you're failing or you're not able to make it as an entrepreneur or a business owner, right? No, that's absolutely not true. See, especially we as women, I was at this event last night and I was with a bunch of great, inspiring, motivated entrepreneurs who are growing in their social media, right? The thing that I learned and that I saw from all of them is that they can all collaborate and work with each other. They can help each other out. They learned things along the way that they can share. When we start sharing and collaborating, that raises our vibration, that grows in our own love for ourselves, and it also grows our businesses, right? So my action item for you today is look at where you need help. Look at where you're struggling, where you don't need to, and find help. Whether that's investing in a program, in a coach, in time. Maybe you're gonna YouTube University it, whatever it might be. Take some time, look at where you need help, and go get it. There's some great people out there who are ready to help you, whose expertise are in those fields. Go find them. All right, that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed Love Week and growing in that most important relationship, which is you, which is taking that time for you to love yourself so you can be the best possible version of yourself and go out there and help others. All right, so a few announcements. So now that you have seen this video, if you know somebody who could hear this message or who needs to hear this message, share this with them. Share this with your audience. Tag them below. Tell them, hey, you should check this out. Because we all need to hear this sometimes, right? All right, so announcements. Monday is a holiday here, so I will be spending time with my family. So there will be no coffee chat on Monday, but we will be back on Wednesday. So look forward to that. We've got another great topic for you. And secondly, this is the last week of Mindset Mastery over in the Empowered Women Achieving Success. I invite you to come over and hang out with us. We are learning, growing, motivating, supporting, each other. It's all women businesses and professionals in there having a good time. So this is our last week of Mindset Mastery. It was a 6-week journey, which I will be putting that program out a little bit later this year, so you can jump on that. But lastly, we will be working on a new topic coming up. So you'll want to join in and get involved now so you can be ready for when that comes. And finally, I talked about investing in yourself. So if you are looking to get some goals, get some strategy, get some organization as far as getting your mindset right, what you should be focusing on a daily basis, I invite you to check out my absolutely free course called Manage Your Goals, Time, and Mindset with these 5 things. You want to go check that out. It's a free course for you so you can get more clear on what it is that you should be working on in your business. All right, that is it for us today. Have a great, great day. The link is up above or down below, again, depending on where you're watching this. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone, and I will see you back on Wednesday. Bye.